Kiernaga's pretty big. So that's going to be the timing for Neon. Just play around while Savage isn't quite ready to go. Try to melt some towers with the Chen creeps. Try to take as much off the map as possible before Among Us get too big. So it's gonna be a great back and forth just from drafts. Always fun watching Among Us and Neon. Both teams just having a lot of promise in them.
Yeah. See how this all goes. Should be a fun one between these two. See if Neon can do it. They are obviously Neon. They were tweeting out that they've got a hard matchup up today, up against the side of Among Us. The hardest matchup, you'd say, up against this team.
Mm-hmm.
They do want to take a game off them. That they are looking for the win. I don't know how this draft's going to go, but could make it happen. Could be a very, very tense kind of match.
Yeah.
I expect it to be.
Yeah, there's a lot of back and forth here. Like, again, Neon, they need as many wins as possible to climb up into the 4th place spot. The last spot for the upper bracket. There's a lot more pressure in Neon to just win it out. And for Among Us, it's just a matter of, I think, it's just a matter of keeping that undefeated streak. So it's not really something too heavy for Among Us. They've got a sizable lead that, again, they can't drop anymore. They're just basically first. So the pressure's all on Neon. This is the kind of team that delivers in these high pressure moments, though. And there's a lot of fate here on the line for Neon. So we got to bring it out today. Still, Among Us, they're pulling this play they love. They camp the triangle. There's no smoke play, but you know what White Bonds can do.
Here we go.
Come on.
Why? Why does he do this? He's breaking there goes the trees again. He's breaking the trees. I'm really trying to figure this one out. I don't know if Whitemon's just trolling us this whole time. Okay, he goes to the right side now. Doesn't break those trees. So, walk to the other side and get rid of those trees now. Alright, fair enough. But what the hell is the point?
I don't know. I can understand this one forward tree right here to give your ward more vision down from the ramp, but
sure,
everything else is just is kind of, I don't know, just Luigi things, I guess, as Savage would say.
He's actually named himself Luigi as well, Whitemon. He's got the tag there on his name now. So there you go. We still don't know why he does it. I've found zero answers, and I'm pretty sure he's just trolling us this whole time, but he'll just keep doing it, and we'll keep wondering. Neon Esports, they're going to have Skin up at that top lane with the Lifestealer. Looks like they are actually bringing JG up, so they might do a bit of a lane swap. So they probably don't want to be laning that Lifestealer up against the Naga, but now Skem going to be rolled on early on by Jabs and Whitemon. That's a lot of damage out. Jabs, they won't be able to finish the job, but they will force Skem to run back, in fact, TP back to the fountain. And I guess you can have the Chen to recall you back into the lane, and they are probably going to bring Skem down to that bot lane now as JG will take the top.
Yeah, it's time to swap out. That was just not what you want to see for Neon, but this is what you expect from Among Us. They like to play like this. They don't relent minute one. Still, you've got the offlane Viper now, along with the Rubik, so play hard. And JG, they've got some options to play with. I think they've got a lot of good damage here. You've got level 2 in JG. They can kind of apply that pressure, but they don't care here.
No, they don't. JG, copying some damage. Will be alright. They're going to keep up this tri-lane from Among Us. Have a look at that mid lane, though. Yopaj is going to be up against Arbed. We have that mid Snapfire again out of Arbed, and he does perform extremely well on this. We'll see if Yopaj can do much about it. Obviously, the Snapfire is a bit less of a tanky hero. So Yopaj, once he does have a few levels in Avalanche Toss, should have some kill potential onto Arbed. But for now, they are just going to focus on trying to trade last hits. Not cop too much damage from each other.
Yeah, I think if you're Abed here, you're just really looking for a smooth time in those last hits. He does have a small lead over Yopaj, and that's pretty much all you want in Snap in this case. Yopaj, you know, if he doesn't find a way to close that gap, then Abed is just going to be able to take over. Of course, you maybe start to look at the supports to help you out there. And speaking of those supports down,
play
but...
hard.
Oh.
Oh, play hard. He was looking for the fade bolt, but Jabs fogged him out. He almost had the first blood. He literally just needed to press the fade bolt on Jabs, but Jabs kept going in the fog of war, so he couldn't get it. Oh, that is such a shame, and they turn around and get the first blood on him instead.
Yeah, it's a good time. I mean, Among Us, they're making this trial lane work.
Oh, and he gets glimpse back as well.
Yep.
Oh my, that's... It's always at the start of the game, people forget what Disrupted does.
Yeah, it's painful. That's going to stall out a lot of time here for Among Us and just allow them to get that pull. So they're going to get that steady EXP gain now, although they're pinging Savage's solution. Yeah, got to move that away still. That trial lane paying off massively. Even Savage still finding the last hits against JG. You'd expect the Viper to be that lane dominant here, but it's not shaping out that way. Without the help of support, the zone out Savage, he's just perfectly fine finding those last hits. Now, you do have the same situation for Skem. And Cuckoo can only do so much on his Beastmaster to counteract the Lifestealer. But it is a little bit better down bot than it is up top. And Cuckoo on the Beastmaster, he can just clear out the camps every now and again. He can just maybe get a push going as well, but you don't have the same effect with a Viper up top.
No, you don't. JG, he's trying to fight back up against 23 Savage, and it's just a very, very hard thing to do right now on this trial lane, as Among Us are not really giving him any leeway to try and shut down Savage. Back to that mid lane, and you are going to move in with your Page, but not really going to get too much done. He'll just stack a camp and secure the power rune at that 4-minute mark. Abed's going to go for it, and roll in is going to be there from Jabs, but the rune's up at the top lane where you have Whitemon already guarding it. However, they will keep up the team fight. Jabs getting low to that avalanche toss, but you might lose your Page here. Abed, he wants to chase the kill, but he's been slowed down, so he cannot get it. That is a nice play out from Neon Esports.
Yeah, really sweet little win there. Does give you Page a bit of a better start. He was lagging just slightly behind Abed. Just finding that kill gives him a little bit more of a boost. Still, he has to leave that lane. The Playhard's got to soak up. That gives Abed a lot more room to find those last hits. And you still find yourself even the kill board. 1-to-1. Can be important for Neon to maintain that Page lane. The Tiny just needs it to ramp into that blink really fast, especially when you've got heroes like the Chen and Lifestealer here. You need that momentum from the Tiny to carry you through.
We hit the 5-minute mark. Bounty runes are going to spawn up, and Neon, they'll take both bottom bounties, and Among Us will grab the top. Both teams just keeping their gap between each other, just trying to get that farm up still. I've got to say, Skem is having a very, very nice time in terms of CS. 35 and 14, but it is hard to keep up with the Naga Siren once you do hit that mid-game state. And Savage, of course, is still freely farming. He's only 3 last hits behind the Lifestealer. It's going to be a major concern for Neon if this keeps up. So it is going to get very, very difficult to slow down Savage in about 5 to 10 minutes. So,
yeah,
it's problematic.
It is, but I love what Among Us is doing here as well. On top of that,
Page.
also shutting down that front.
Trouble, Mortimer's Kiss is coming, but he does close the gap, so Abed can't actually continue using them. Cookie's going to miss, and Page. Those are some great jukes out. He will survive the 3 heroes that came into that mid lane to gank him, and he will also get a haste rune for himself, and he's going to try and turn back around on Jabs. Get Jabs on the Earth Spirit. He has the mana, he has the HP, he's going to loop around, and no, he might go for the courier instead, but gets spotted. He runs into Whitemon's courier, turns back around, gets that. Cuckoo goes down bot lane, and now the avalanche toss. He does kill off Whitemon. Jabs now missing the roll. Page still on the run, but a nice cookie out from Abed with the scatter blast. They do get him. That was a very nice attempt, though, from our Tiny.
Really big. I'd say that's still a big win for Neon. He got more gold there. He's getting more EXP as well. Again, the lane matchup wasn't going great anyway. You are starting to look for kill opportunities to snowball off of. And with that, you know, Neon, they go 2-3. Less than 1k lead. They switch out the positioning of Skem here as well. They toss him up top lane again as Savage works his way bot. So getting those seeing those safe laners switch lanes just to get their steady farm. And Among Us, this is a bit of a slower start for them. This is not quite what we're used to seeing. Neon really bringing that fight out, maximizing Januel's presence. He's been an absolute monster on this Chen, just making work happen in mid and forcing those responses every time.
He has. He's going to get some more XP up on himself, though. They are going to rely on this Chen to really be able to put even more pressure on once you get into that mid game. And he's still sitting at level 3. And because of these rotations mid, he hasn't been able to farm up himself, which could be a slight cause of concern later on, because you are really relying on him to have those double heals up and allow you to start pushing down those tier 1 towers. But now, though, he's just going to continue working towards the mech, and both teams, once again, will just sit back, relax for a bit, and find a better time to go for big fights. Gotta say, though, Skemmy's going to have a Deso up soon, by the looks of it. Is that a Deso? No, the Maelstrom.
Yeah, it's going to be really fast timing just to help him deal with those illusion spam here and even the creeps that come out. It's going to be very important for him to get that machine gun off, and it's going to be a really good time for him once that's up. They are still playing a slow game here from Neon. I mean, it's not that slow, but you haven't really managed to hunt Savage down. That's always going to be the point of concern.
Lift it up. Yapage going to go for the avalanche, looking for the toss back, and does get it. But now Jab's going to roll straight in with the cookie out from Arbed. Scatterblast going to do a lot of damage. They cannot finish him off. Skem, he TP'd in just in case, but he will not get there in time. And so far, these two teams are both holding their ground, and we are having a very even game for the first 9 minutes, which is good to see.
Yeah, it's been a lot of pressure from Neon. Their focus really has been mid. That's where they've been throwing their heroes. That's where they've been really focused with the plays, with the kill opportunities. I think you do worry a bit about how Savage is doing, though. Like, your Lifestealer is keeping up, that's great, but you don't want the Naga to really be at this level. This is Among Us' win condition. We talk about it every time, but Savage is what they build up to. Savage is what they hold out for. Abed takes a much more sacrificial role, so even if you're kind of sacking mid a bit here for Among Us, if it gets Savage space, you're fine with that. And that's why I think this situation, 1k lead for Neon, still a good start for them, but they need to start punishing Savage.
Oh, mid lane, who have they got there? It's going to be Play Hard, but he's not dying yet. Scatterblast to come out. Arbed looking for the angle, but now JG. A good rotation, but an even better glimpse out from Whitemon. He will save the life of Arbed. But Genuine Yapage going to fly in and actually get a free kill onto Jabs. So they even it out. 1-1. They'd love to get a bit more, but Yapage doesn't seem like he's going to be able to catch up to Arbed. They're going to go for those 10-minute power runes, but Arbed does manage to bottle it with the cookie. He does get an arcane rune. Yapage on the chase will not be able to keep up. Arbed will be alright.
Yeah, they did manage to get the runes as well, so that's 3 bounties being taken so far by the side of Among Us. Going to be a nice little boon for them having that additional gold. You still are having a good time here from Neon, but we haven't seen either side go for the towers. We are at the 10.5 minute mark, so you usually expect a team to make that move, but neither side have been really willing to commit. And this is both teams having a Beastmaster and a Chen each. So times are not quite lined up, but they are playing much more focused on those kills, and that's what it seems they're going to be posturing around for, although they do finally clump up bot here for Neon.
I mean, they've got the Sage creep there. It's about that time. Then Yuan will bring his creeps in on the Chen, take care of the creep wave, and on the side of Among Us, we'll do the exact same thing up in that top lane. Start setting up that tier 1 tower. Shouldn't be too hard to take out with 23 Savage around on the Naga, and they have 2 smoked. Just in case the defense is going to come out from Neon, they might even run straight into Skem here. Skemby's about 100 gold off that Maelstrom being completed. He does not want to die right now. Looks like he will avoid the gank, but the stacks are going to be taken by Among Us. And Skem has now been scouted by Whitemon. Jab's going to roll in to set up, but Skem quick reactions out with the Rage. Expecting the rotation, and now JG going to be there, but the glimpse out from Whitemon. Once again, Jab's still alive and might just survive as they don't have the damage through the Viper Strike. Neon still coming in. JG going to be brought in by the Chen. Yapaj does actually kill off Cuckoo on the Beastmaster now, but Abed is on the case, will cookie out on the Snapfire. Yapaj wants to keep up this chase, hoping for a toss back into JG, but he is a bit low on mana, so instead he'll toss JG into Abed, but he's going to get a haste rune. So Abed is going to be able to walk out very easily. In fact, he's going to go back for a cookie now, but a roar out. Play hard. He stole the roar back onto the Snapfire, but he's running away. Now the Magnetize out from Jabs, trying to hold them back. And Neon, can they at least get one? They do get Jabs, but they will give up Play hard in return. JG just wants out, but Cuckoo is going to get the roar off in time, and they're going to have to give up the Viper. Among Us do get the positive trade in all this, a 1 for 2.
Yeah, it's a lot of back and forth. You can see both sides does not want to give away those early kills. But now with those kills, they start to line up mid. Savage is around for this push as well, although Scam TP's in to help with the defense.
Be dangerous, cookie out. It's there from Abed with the Scatter Blast, but that's going to be the end of that. So a slight net worth lead, just less than 1k. In fact, it's less than 500 gold right now for Among Us. Which with the Naga Siren, I suppose you can be glad about if you're Neon Esports. The fact that it's only a slight net worth lead. Skem is doing a pretty darn good job of keeping up here on the Lifestealer. Just about 1k behind Savage. But they do have to be a little bit wary of the fact that that Naga is going to become a powerhouse the later you go into this game.
Oh, for sure. You have to play this one a bit quicker for Neon. They've been trying. Again, we've seen constant aggression coming out from them. They do have some key items up now as well. So Januel, he's got his 6 and he has the mech and the Chen. They've got options to really out-sustain Among Us in a fight. And I think that's what they have to look for next. Probably just waiting out for JG to maybe finish a Hood of Defiance on top of that as well.
Savage has got the Manta up now. More illusion spam coming out from our Naga Siren. I didn't mention this in the draft, but Savage did say on that Cuckoo stream that it was 496 and Neon that are the most annoying to play against, in his own words. So he finds them very, very kind of chaotic to play with.
Yeah, and they have been. You know, they've been camping mid. They've been all over the map. Their movements are just so different, especially in this game. It's coming out that eccentricness. So it's been putting Among Us on the edge, and they've been a bit behind and just not having that lead we're used to seeing from them still. More items coming out here for Neon. Yapaj, he does have his blink on the Tiny, so they can start setting up with a toss place, start bursting some heroes in the back line. This lines up perfectly with that mech pickup on Januel. You can start forcing some early fights out once more if they wanted to, but probably need a smoke to make that happen. But the options are starting to open up here for Neon if they really want to slow that Naga down.
Oh, 2 bounty runes each. The smoke from Among Us going to lead to nothing but the bounties. They were hoping that Neon would go for the top ones, but they don't. They do go for the bottom bounties instead.
Hunting bounties.
Gabs roaming around that dire jungle, seeing if he can spot anyone out, but they are not there.
We've got a bit of an interesting build-up here for Among Us. It's an Ags rush for Whitemon. So not going for mech, not going for any utility, just straight up AoE Doom coming out for our Disruptor. It's going to take a while, but we see this from Whitemon tons, right? He just kind of stays back, stays quiet, suddenly comes out with an Ags, and every support hero who plays, that's going to be a big spike for the Disruptor once that's up. It's going to line up with Abed's Ags timing as well.
They've
So
got vision
to
there.
watch this.
That bot lane, they spotted out Play Hard, and they are going to go ahead and commit for the Rubik kill. Skem is around as well, but he has gone the other way, and of course is not going to risk going, or is he? He's going to go for farm. It looks like he's confident that without the roar up, they can't actually kill him. Of course, he does have the Infest to run away with, and he will remain in that bot lane. And Among Us, they don't even bother wasting their time going down bot. Seems like Among Us do want that mid tower to really open up the map now for this Radiant side, and well, they are halfway through it. It is a bit challenging though when you have JG there on the Viper, who's just going to spam Nether Toxin and not really allow you to get the creep wave to that tower.
Yeah, I mean, the stall tactics are good from Neon. The issue is the stall is also helping Among Us a ton. We talked about the Ags timings coming in. You also have to be concerned about Savage. He is just one ultimate orb away from a Scotty. So it's going to be really tanky on the Naga with that up. It's going to be harder to focus him down.
Mid lane. Big smoke up here from Neon. Jab seems to be somewhat aware that this is happening. Does avoid the smoke, but that mid-tier 1 tower is going to be under siege now. Neon, they're not going to back off. Play hard, may get caught here. He's out of position. Cookie, not going to land. Yopaj jumps in with the avalanche toss onto Abed. They want the snap fire first, and they might be able to get him as Abed does go down to play hard, and now you can take the team fight. In fact, they just want that tier 1 tower, and that's what they'll go for. And there will be no defense out from Among Us. In fact, Yopaj, another great toss out, this time catching Whitemon. That'll be 2 for nothing. Yopaj. Great setups there from the Tiny.
Yeah, and that's what we were looking for. With the blink up, Neon, they can jump the back, they can punish these heroes. And Among Us, they got caught with their pants down. Not ready for that item reveal. So Neon, gonna be glad. And they don't have any ults to wait for. They keep going.
Not done. Yeah, avalanche toss. Jab's gonna survive, and now Savage, he's had enough. He'll put him to sleep and set up to go after this Tiny. You do have the double heals out from our Chen, though. He's just holding on for now. Yopaj running away, but Jabs will roll in. Trying to get the silence off onto the Chen. And for now, everything's going well. They got Yopaj in that static storm, and Play Hard and Yopaj both die. But there goes Jabs on your Earth Spirit and JG. Trying to fight back with Skem. They want to win this team fight. So they'll go after Cuckoo now on that Beastmaster. He is low, but not low enough. They'll lose JG instead, and now Neon. They've gotten a bit greedy. They need to back Skem. He'll infest and he'll run. It's going to be a 1-for-3 trade in that last team fight. Among Us should be able to perhaps go after that mid-tier 1 tower now.
And they've got the option to do so, and you can see Neon maybe a bit too keen. Really good turnaround there from Savage with the song to set up. And Neon's got to be a bit cautious. I mean, again, they're not waiting around for big ults beyond their heal from the Chen. So once they respawn, they could potentially go once more, knowing that the static storm's down, knowing that the song's down for a bit longer. But there is fight potential here from Among Us. And Savage, he doesn't mind that kind of fight. Even if he loses a couple of teammates there, your Naga is still getting bigger. And that's the target Neon has to grab. It's always nice to get Abed, sure, but the win condition's going to be that Naga Siren. And that Scotty we were talking about, it's going to be flying in now. He's got the gold. So Manta, Scotty, Treads up at around the 20-minute mark. Pretty good timings here for Savage in this game. I'm going to be going into the Abyssal next. So he's going to have that control that you love to see on the Naga. Neon, they've got to maybe start focusing on the Naga Siren when they can. Just burst Savage down and try to take that Naga out. You can easily clean up the following 4v5. Without the song to set up, it's harder for Among Us to punish Neon's clump up, but Abed, it's got the Ags up.
Uh-oh.
The initiation's there.
Yes it is. And that might mean you toss Savage in, it might mean you just toss Cuckoo in for an easy roar. Who knows who the target's going to be. In fact, they're going to rush for a Roshan play now. They're feeling confident. They've got a 2k net worth lead, and that might be enough to be able to win out the team fight if Neon do realize this Roshan's happening. But it doesn't seem like they do. They have no wards around, and that Roshan is going down a bit too fast. Which means the side of Among Us will be taking the first Rosh of the game.
Yeah, and that's something Among Us can just take so quickly. They did get a scan out here from Neon, but they didn't commit fast enough. They've got to be ready to jump that Rosh as it happens. When they lose a big objective now, you've got a safety net for Savage. They are smoked up, though.
They are. They still want to go for this fight, and this is the unorthodox thing about teams like Neon. They don't like to back off, even after the Aegis. They'll go after Abed. Abed, he has a haste rune again, so he's just going to run away. Now the glimpse back onto Yopaj with the static storm out. He is trapped up. He'll try to TP, but the ensnare's going to be there. Still in the back lines. They're still trying to fight Cuckoo. Meanwhile, Playhard does die, but Yopaj, he will continue to survive on the Tiny, but perhaps not for long. There's your infest in from Skem. It's just not doing enough. They'll get the Tiny, but now Skem, he's going to try and fight back. They'll get Jabs. Now onto Savage. That'll be a big kill. He has the Aegis. He has the song, and he will not allow it. He'll walk away. Can they catch him? No, they cannot.
It's a pretty good fight for Neon, all things considered. 2 for 2, forcing buybacks out in your pause 4s, trading a mid for an offlane. Not ideal, but you did manage to force Among Us to use that song defensively. So you take away that piece of kit, and again, Neon, they don't have to wait for any big ults like that to fight. They can easily just go back in once Yopaj responds. So Among Us has to be ready to weather that storm. But they've got a bit of an opportunity to maybe shove that in mid tier 1. Issue is, you got the fort out, you've got the defense once more, and Neon still clinging on to that objective to give themselves that map control. But Among Us, they are smoked this time around.
Well, there's a gobble up onto Savage, in onto JG and JG. He's going to be surrounded by illusions, but they have TPs coming in. They want to try and help, but there goes JG and Scam. He's been roared up. He's going to go down. Oh, I love these Snapfire plays out from Among Us, and now they even found the Chen, and this is when they get started with their momentum. Among Us, it is going to be hard to slow them down now.
Oh boy, it's a 5k lead 23 minutes in, which is not massive, but the way Among Us plays is once Savage is ready to go, they are ready to go. They are all set to keep running at you. You look at Savage's build-up, he is actually just going for a Bloodthorn instead. So raw control, raw DPS coming out for Savage once that's up. Still holds on to the Aegis. That's got about 2 minutes 20 seconds left to it. So a lot of time to keep finding more objectives, forcing in some tier 1s. Neon, they've got to play on point with Yopaj. They can't allow themselves to sit back and farm too much, because they're going to lose a lot of ground. If you allow Among Us to rip through your towers like this, you're going to have a hard time finding some farm, finding some control on the map. So Among Us tends to play fast once Savage is good to go, and well, he is, basically. You know, the Naga's in a very good spot to keep fighting now.
He's got the Orchid up now. A Blink Dagger coming out onto our bed. Well, Neon, they've got to find an answer to all this. Their lineup does not exactly go that well into the late game. Unless they can hold long enough for Schem to farm up to that 9-slotted stage, maybe then you've got a chance. It has been a close game up until that last team fight. See if they can try and even it out now. They are still grouped up. I don't see any smokes to come out. They're just remaining together as there are strength in numbers. The only problem is they are going to be locked into their own triangle now, and the rest of the map is going to belong to Among Us, and Savage can farm the whole map on that Naga Siren, so you don't necessarily want to allow that to happen if you're Neon Esports.
No, definitely not. And it's down to a matter of control, it's down to vision as well, and you can see Among Us, they've got these great wards watching that top jungle, so it's perfectly safe for them to be there. I mean, Neon, they ward their own triangle, so they've got a place to farm safely for them, and they do manage to get progress on Schem. He's got Mjolnir, so there's more damage coming in on our Lifestealer, more ways to eat through those illusions. You have to start wondering though, because that gap from Among Us, it's growing wider as the game goes along. 7k lead now for Among Us, and there's just not too much progress being made here by Neon. They've got a bit of a faster draft. They need to start finding some kills soon.
Uh-oh, looks like they spotted out the Chen. John Yuol going to go for the TP play, and actually is going to make it out. They won't spot him. They'll just take his creeps. That'll be it. Gets out and forces a lot of rotations down towards that bot lane. Yopaj, meanwhile, what's he up to? He'll skip the creep wave, and that courier from Savage, tree throw, is going to make it. That was the Bloodthorn.
Ooh.
So that is a decently big deal. Savage didn't really have the Hyperstone up yet anyway, so it wasn't going to be finished. But he probably will have the Hyperstone before the courier is back up.
Yeah, it's a nice pickup for Neon. You're going to be counting your blessings, and they're playing it smart, right? They're still trying to stall. They're trying to make the most of what control they have on the map. Among Us haven't been able to fight bot.
Uh-oh, there's your Mortimer's Kisses. Savage does run into the Chen. I mean, Genyor does just melt to the damage of Savage. And everyone else from Neon just want out of there. They probably get they can't really defend the tier 2 mid now, especially with Playhard also going down. And Savage, he's onto JG. JG not expecting to go that far, but Savage, he is pretty farmed up right now and feels very confident to make those kind of plays.
I mean, he's about 6k above the next hero to him, so he's at a good point in terms of net worth. there's just not enough here from Neon to stop the Naga now. 8k behind. Skem has a lot of work to put in. He does have, again, he's had Mjolnir, he's had Heaven's Halberd. Maybe you get a good disarm off on the real Naga, but now you've got the problem of having to find that real Naga, and that can be harder than it looks. So you really need to go back to how you were playing earlier. It was all about Yapaj coming in with the toss kills. They've kind of sat on that now, Neon, but you start to look at them to really get that combo off. They just need to find some key pickoffs, and they could start to maybe turn it back their way with a couple of nice kills.
10k net worth lead. Among Us will continue to extend that lead. Again, they just control the whole map. You got Whitemon now with the Aghanim Scepter up, which is going to make life a lot harder for Neon. As he has that, the BKB now comes up on Yapaj. So if Yapaj is caught in that Static Storm, there's no BKB to be used. But they're going to try and smoke and get the initiation off onto Among Us. But can they get it done? They're going to wrap around. Among Us are also smoked up in the mid lane. They'll see Naga Illusions, but that really means nothing. Among Us gonna hide in the triangle.
Oh, Abed.
Mid lane, they have caught out Abed. Alright, Abed does go down. Now Skem will go on to Savage. Yapaj BKB'd up, but the song is out now. He is still moving, but there's a nice Static Storm out from Whitemon with the Aghanim Scepter. Skem's still trying to fight back up against Savage. He's doing a lot of damage out. Can he actually get this done? They're going to turn back around. Jabs, he's getting too low, and Savage is going to go down on the Naga Siren. Oh, they've made it happen.
Neon, they got the big target first. I mean, when you take Abed out, there's no gobble plays, there's no kisses that can fly in, so the magic damage shoots down. And on top of that, Whitemon's Static Storm is only onto 2. They needed it more people in that specific fight. Didn't quite line up. In fact, it didn't even really catch play hard. He just walked out, so not quite the reveals you'd want. Neon, they dragged the lead back. 4k swing their way. 6k lead now remaining for Among Us. Tier 2 being chipped off, and Neon, with that second shot in life, you can see Skem, he's feeling strong. He's got a Yasha up now. He's going into the AC, possibly the Manta as well. And once you've got that and the Life Stealer, he's going to be even harder to deal with it. The evasion here is giving Skem so much more durability because you don't have anything like the MKB, and you didn't have the Blood Torn there to use out. So now with the Blood Torn up and Savage, perhaps they can get the hits in on Skem, but with Heaven's Halberd and his talent, he was a bit too durable and too much to handle for Among Us.
Good scan out. They've got Cuckoo in that tree line. They know he's there. Cuckoo is going to send some Hawks out to get vision, but Play Hard is wrapping around. Cuckoo, the 4-star fin. He's going to try and escape, but Skem can't believe his eyes. He found the Beastmaster, and that'll be a very, very nice kill for Skem to take. They even get the Hawks on Play Hard now, so they'll have plenty of vision. And there's going to be a song out from 23 Savage. But they are very split up right now. It's only going to be Yapaj in the Static Storm. Jab's going to get gobbled up and thrown in, but Yapaj going to try and fight back up against Savage. There goes your Static Storm. It's done, and Savage, he does go down on the Naga. Oh, Yapaj, he's hitting too hard with Skem. We'll get glimpse back. But suddenly Neon Esports, John, they are looking like the stronger team in all this.
Yeah, they're getting the trades off really well. They're punishing Among Us. Among Us not really lining their initiation up well. Again, they're just catching 1 or 2 heroes in the Static Storm, which isn't too bad, but again, they need more in these kind of circumstances. The spacing for Neon's way too good. Savage cannot get hits out. He just can't stand and fight, whether it be Skem, because of his durability, or even Yapaj is starting to look a bit too tanky. And with that, Aegis and Cheese towards Neon's way.
Hey,
Among Us, it's an awkward...
there's a cheese in the pit.
Yo.
Come on, guys, get the cheese. Did they actually forget?
Perhaps. That's like the second time we've seen the team do that.
There's a courier coming out. I hope it goes over the Roshan pit so they can see it. I believe they caught it, just a glimpse of it. They actually forgot. They're so focused on trying to win this game that they forgot about the cheese. Up to the top lane, or bot lane. They have found out Cuckoo. Another nice play from Sken and Yopaj. And they are making it work.
Yeah, they're just ripping through now. Among Us, that lead is gone. It's down to 1k.
The courier went over it again. Has JG noticed? No. No, he hasn't. The cheese is just on the pit.
To be fair, even if a courier flies over, it's not like it has an icon. So someone has to be watching the courier as well. It doesn't look like Neon just forgot. So there's going to be a nice treat there for whoever checks out Roshan next. You'd hope it's Neon, because they're the ones who get still. You never know. Maybe Among Us takes a peek. You know, Jabs might take a look. Yeah, there you go, Jabs.
Oh, he rolled right.
Yeah, there's the ping.
They saw it. White one's like, wait a minute. Someone watching this replay from Neon Esports is going to get very upset about that. Let's hope it doesn't come to bite them back in the bum a bit later on. So, Savage going to focus on pushing out that top lane now and trying to force them back on the side of Neon Esports. But Neon, they're not backing off. Skem, he wants to try and force the bot tier 3 tower. Not to be intimidated. The TPs are now coming in. Savage, he has a song, but no, there's a lift out from Playhard. Savage needs a song ASAP, but Yopaj, he has the BKB out in time. Savage is going to die again, but bot lane, they have at least got Januel on the Chen. It just may not matter. It's a pos 1 for a pos 5 trade. You couldn't be happier if you were Neon.
Yeah, it's a big win for them. They managed to punish Savage once more. Savage, he needs a BKB. It's not quite flying out fast enough. And that tier 3 is pretty low though. It's only at 100 HP, so I think Among Us is not too upset. It would have been nicer if they actually did take the objective, but they are starting to drop some kills that they're really not supposed to. Neon, finding holes in the playstyle of Among Us is really making it a difficult one. They're keeping it close enough for it. They've got the pressure on the map. All outer towers gone here for Among Us. And you can see Scam, he's going to be even tankier. They've had issues melting him. With the AC up, it's going to be even harder to keep this Lifestealer down. And even his level 25 talent can be up fairly soon. Either the Rage or Feast Lifesteal, both are going to be great.
Play hard. They got Cuckoo again, John. He's on that Beastmaster being lifted up. Cuckoo, he can try for the Raw, but Abed, nice gobble up.
Oh.
He will save the Beastmaster. And he gets the tip. Very nicely done.
It's getting scary though. You just can't go out anymore, get the control off. They need some defensive wards here in the triangle for Among Us. Maybe some Hawks out as well. And just to get that information out. Neon, 18 to 18, 34 minutes in. This is the closest we've seen a team bring Among Us to a game. You know, this is very even from both sides. Among Us...
Did you point out the Ags on the Tiny, John?
Oh, yeah, no, I forgot men, but he was building it up. So you've got it now. The damage is there. Daedalus next.
Oh,
They are going for the right one.
I love the tree volley Daedalus. We have had so much fun watching this back in the day. It is so much damage if you do target it right. And up against the Naga Illusions and even the Beastmaster Boars, they don't survive it. Like, there's no chance of survival if you are caught in those tree volleys. It's a lot of damage.
Oh, it really is. And now you've got multiple issues for Among Us. They've been forced to choose between Skem and Yopaj. It's so difficult to really find a right tier to go for, and you can see Neon, they're just so confident now. Showing up in all the lanes. It's Among Us that has to play super safe. Hiding in the jungle. The high ground can easily be accessed now by Neon. They don't have too long on that Aegis though, about 20 seconds left.
Did you see DOTA Plus? It was at 90+%. Now back down to 53 for Neon. It's a huge comeback out for the Neon side. And Among Us, again, they don't want to go undefeated. They really want the undefeated streak to be out. But Whitemon now going to cop the tree volley. It's a lot of damage, but Arbed will save Whitemon's life. Now the roar out on Skem, but he will infest and run. That tier 3 tower about to drop. The repair kit not doing enough. There is your song out from Savage now. He needs to walk away from JG, but they will lose the tier 3 in Yopaj. Again looking for a tree volley. Gonna throw it out towards the fountain. Cuckoo almost goes down to it, but not quite. But they are gonna be able to get 1 racks for themselves. How the tables have turned.
Yeah, just off the back of Yopaj's plays. They're just catching Among Us down. They don't have Aegis, but they're just so durable. It's so hard to get the damage off. They got to make some choices here Among Us.
Oh, it's looking bad. They've got to try and get a good team fight going. Whitemon, he's waiting for his next... he actually has his Static Storm up. He just needs a good position for it. Savage doesn't have the song to set up right now, and Skem, he's just whacking away on that tier 3 tower, and they just don't really have a way to initiate here. More tree volleys. Whitemon almost goes down to them. Does survive, thanks to the Glimmer Cape from Jabs. But that's without that Daedalus up. And now Arbet with the cookie, gonna stun up Skem and buy him some more time. Skem, however, back into that tier 3 tower. Jabs gonna roll in, has found out Yopaj, but he has the Spider Legs and will run away. The Mortimer's Kisses not gonna do much as he does pop the BKB. Looks like that's enough for Neon. They've used up that BKB on the Tiny. They need to wait out a bit of a reset. And he gets a Timeless Relic. That is very nice for Yopaj, but he's gonna give it to somebody else, probably the Rubik.
Yeah, it's been really dominant for Neon. One lane up, Among Us. They just need so much more in Savage. He really needs that BKB to be up. It's gonna need the Abyssal next. There's no room to farm it safely though. And that's the biggest risk right now. You can see Abed, he is going for the right click on that Snapfire. So it's the MKB next, just to pierce through that evasion. They need all of these items to be up as fast as possible, and you can see Among Us, they're just farming safe, clearing out the jungle as best as they can to find some tier 4 items themselves. And they're hoping for some good ones here to keep it in, but Neon, they've just got control of the triangle. They're just going to play here. They're going to wait for someone to overextend, and they can get some really good punishment out. They've just got the entire map is their oyster now.
Heart of Taras is going to be up on Skem very soon, and when that heart is up, you start to question how they're going to get through the HB pool of Skem. Even with that AC and Heaven's Harbor, it is making it tough for Savage to get through. But they do get Yopaj's Daedalus recipe, and that's a big deal, as he was just about to have the Demon Edge. So that's going to save them the pain of the Daedalus for about 4 minutes. Meanwhile, Savage has been trying to deal with the creep wave down to the bot lane, but is not able to get it. Well, now their mid-raxes are exposed here for Among Us, but they will continue to hold high ground.
Yeah, and this is where Among Us's draft does shine. High ground defense is pretty darn good. They've got the Song, they've got the Static Storm to play with. There's so many options for Among Us to hold, and they're just gonna stall out. I think they've still got some confidence here with their Naga and with a Snap and how it scales into the late. Just, you're always sort of worried about how Neon's also farming up. Like, Skem's farm is still keeping up with Savage. You see Yopaj finally overtake Abed as well by a good amount. So the cores of Neon are going to definitely be having a better time now. The sustain coming out from Januel is a major issue, as they don't have a wave.
Lift up, they caught Jabs. Cookie gonna be there. The tree volley once again, not gonna land. Jab's gonna roll back in onto JG. They want to try and go after this Viper. He'll activate the Magnetize. Now Cuckoo looking for a target with that roar. Can't find one yet. He will roar up JG onto the Viper, and Savage going after Play Hard. But there's the hills coming in with the tree volley back onto Savage. They'll go back to the Viper. JG tanking so much, but there's your Static Storm out now. Out from Whitemon. They'll get JG, but he'll buy back onto another. Arbet gonna spit out Savage to get him out of there, but he's gonna song up and come back in. In fact, the gobble up was stolen by the Rubik, but it did not make it in time. And we do have a quick pause out from Play Hard, as it appears Dota has bugged out. And of course, Dota was having a bit of a lag issue just before we started this game number 1. Looks like they have sorted it out. But Among Us, that team fight, they do win it. They do force a buyback from JG on the Viper. It was a very close call, however. Could have gone either way.
It's way on the line for Among Us. They have to play on the bleeding edge to really eke out these wins. Neon, they do still have a 4K lead despite the buybacks. They're feeling good. They know that Among Us, when the Song is down, it's a very scary spot for them to fight. And there's that heart you mentioned on Skem. So it's going to be harder to lock in that Lifestealer. He hits so much harder as well. And they've got control of the Roche pit. Like, there are some Hawks keeping vision, but you've got to fight in here if you want to get that objective away.
Well, let's just hope they don't forget the items this time, John. Hopefully Skem does realize it's 3 items instead of 2. Gobble up. They are going to spit a creep in for vision. Jabs gonna roll in. On to play hard, but Yopaj gonna toss it back now into JG. Jabs just gonna roll out of there. Savage gonna roll in now. Raw is gonna be out. They have caught Scam on the Life Stealer. That's the big one. But the stun is not gonna last very long. Arbed getting Viper Strike through the BKB. But the glimpse out from Whitemon is going to make sure they can't chase Arbed. So instead, they'll go after Savage now. With the lift out from Playhard, they've got control. That lift is a very long duration. And the tree volleys going onto Savage. He can't get out of there. Yopaj does kill him off. And the chase will continue. Whitemon trying to leave, but Yopaj going to toss him up in the air in celebration. There'll be a glimpse out, but Scam even getting jabs on the Earth Spirit. And it looks like they will not get Whitemon. But it won't matter too much. They can go back for the Roshan pit.
That's the wins that Neon wants. They punish Savage once more into the pit. This is a clear Aegis, Cheese, and Refresh coming out for them. You can see how much more Play Hard does with that Timeless Relic. Like, that lift duration is just sickeningly long.
Oh, I thought they forgot it again. Sorry, John, you were saying?
the lift duration coming out on Play Hard with that Timeless Relic is a bit too much. Like, Savage just does not have room to breathe. His BKB is getting shorter and shorter. Among Us, they've got to clean these team fights up. Their high ground's going to be under siege. You know, Buyback and Savage, they're just going to have to lose one set and potentially drop another as well. It's not looking clean. The Daedalus is up on Yopaj. The damage from the tree toss is going to be so much more as well.
They really don't want to lose this undefeated streak Among Us. They've made it very clear that is what Cuckoo wanted, and he is the birthday boy, John. But how do they make it happen? They're getting megged now. It's a tough one to defend. They're going to try with the Mortimer's Kisses to buy time. Scam onto the Millie Barracks. Go back to the creep wave, but he wants those megas. Still Yopaj now being ensnared up. He wants to get out of this with the BKB. He'll go for the avalanche toss. They have caught out Play Hard, however. In the tree line, he will be the Rubik to go down. And he has the Aegis. I didn't even realize Play Hard was on the Aegis. He will die, but they got megas. Now the song out from Savage. Static Storm is going to be nice. Onto 2. They can rip him apart now. Savage does a lot of damage out onto JG. They'll get the Viper. Back onto Scam, but the tree volleys going to fly in from Yopaj, doing so much damage. Arbed's in trouble. Cuckoo trying to run as well. They might not have enough anymore. Savage is still trying onto another. The Chen just not dying. Now does go down. It's a triple kill out for Savage, but Scam's not done. He wants that Naga Siren. A great man to dodge onto the glimpse, but the TP is going to make it in time. Savage will survive. And why does Play Hard have the Aegis?
They might have been clicking a bit too fast, and you know, everyone probably forgot to move their items down again. But it's costly in a way. It's still not a very successful defense for Among Us. Mega creeps are in play, so it's down to Savage and Abed to try to shove this one out as much as possible. Cuckoo as well. It's an uphill climb now. Neon in the very clear advantage, having the objectives on the map, having control. You can see Scam really just being so hard to deal with. Even Yopaj with the damage he brings out. He's got a DD bottled up as well. So you do not want to run into that Tiny right now. He's going for a second Daedalus. I love seeing this.
Oh, I love it.
Just going all in. It's just the damage. You just want to burn them down with the artillery tree top.
You know, the manly way to do it, Don, is to just buy a Divine Rapier. So much easier. Naturally, you don't want to throw this game when you're in the lead by this much for Neon. Savage is going to hold out. They are going to try for the comeback and to hold the undefeated streak.
Oh man, it's a hard game to bounce into. I mean, you can see Abed. He's queuing up the Divine on the snap bar. He has the 25. So it's
one of those games.
It's all about the Lil Shredder. Yep, it's all about that. If they can get that done, then you've got an opportunity there for Among Us if you can get to that. There's still a lot of farm remaining for Abed to get there. Neon, they don't even have it queued up in Scam. It's just so far ahead. The second Daedalus once more.
He's got the MKB up already. Just that Divine will make it so they will dish out a lot of Snapfire damage. I look forward to it, to say the least. I always knew, John, that today, like, when you saw the teams matching up, I always thought it was going to be pretty close between these two. It's, you know when you get those feelings, those gut feelings, when you know a team can just fight back up against this team of Among Us.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
And there's a smoke play here. Neon, they might be a bit impatient. They want to go for the kill.
Try, lift up, gonna catch Jabs out with the tree volleys, and Jabs, he barely survives with the Yules out. Still, will go down eventually. Now, Cuckoo gonna get chased down by Skem, but they do kill off Play Hard on the Rubik. So it's a 1-for-1, Jabs is brought back, and now they might just take this fight as they roll in, Jabs. But the tree volley gonna kill off Cuckoo and Arbed. They're both down without buyback. Now Savage is caught, toss away, but the GG's called. Neon, they have taken game 1. And Among Us are no longer undefeated. What a tree volley up from Yopaj.
They played really well here, Neon, winning out.